The purpose of this webinar is to give an update on what's happening with the e-archiving initiative. There are some changes. The format of the webinar has been, we've sort of made it as a FAQ, a set of questions, and then a set of panelists who will answer those questions. So let's move to the first and most important set of questions with regard to the tender. And for this issue, I will hand over to our EC representatives, Fulgencio, Sanmartin, and Árpád Welker.
Thank you, Ross. I will take it from here. So why this meeting? Why this information session? Well, you have heard the European Commission has not included, so it's not a conscient, actually it's an amount of things. It is not a conscient decision to stop e-archiving. It's just that it isn't renewed because there is no money left. So the Commission has very clear priorities. You heard yesterday the President of the Commission, Ms. von der Leyen, explaining what are the priorities for this year and the upcoming years. And among the priorities does not seem to be digital archiving. And we are just the project officers dealing with this project. And really, we don't take these kind of decisions. Now, the main reason is that the budget is very, very limited. And the budget that there is going to cover the priorities that you heard about yesterday. And certainly the digital archiving is not amongst them. This is, please let me assure you, this is not because of a bad performance, rather the opposite. E-archiving has had a very good performance, has achieved many, many things. We have more users, we have new content specifications, we have the curriculum, we have events, we have the conformance seal. There have been many things for which to be proud of e-archiving. If you want to blame anyone, don't tell Brussels, just blame me. So the fault it would be mine, because probably, or perhaps I would not give the project the proper advice to be more visible or to explain better how to be useful or directions or advice to become more adapted to the future budget priorities. That is how it is. I can tell you, however, if many of you are archivists, because many of you are archivists, you know that our archives and digital archives are always the last in the list of priorities of what we do, of everything that the Commission, the organizations are doing. So that's how it's life. Okay, even I will answer the other questions, even with no funding. The Commission, on behalf of the Commission, please let me assure you, we are very happy with it. We will want for it to continue, even if it has to look for other funding or other places to be hosted or whatever. So we will do whatever we can to keep it. This I am announcing publicly. I haven't told the members of the consortium yet. But if you want to use the name that they knew, you want to use the name, you can. If you want our presence or easy presence in events, we will be happy to do it, agenda permitting. If you want contacts at EU level or with member states, we will be very happy to do it. So we will, as far as the agenda allows us, we will be very happy to do. So we are still supporting this, even though not with budget, because there isn't any. About the website, you know, nothing is less persistent than a website. So the current one is still visible, is still, it will be changed to adapt to the new reality that there will be no services, for example, the help desk and so on. There will be links to the new website, and we will archive as well the website, the current website at the publications office. That is actually already done. So no worries for that. That it's already archived. About the future and the future website, the colleagues will tell you in a moment. Thank you. I pass the floor back to Ross.
Thank you, Fulgencio. I hope that's clarified for the audience members what's happening with regard to the e-archiving initiative tender. So that tender ends officially on the 22nd of September this month. However, the activities will continue, they will go forward, and the first thing we want to talk, or the next thing we want to talk about now, is what happens with around the e-archiving community as a whole. And for this, I hand over to Highbury Research, Janet and David Anderson.
Hi. So we have a thriving e-archiving community. So what is going to happen to the e-archiving community? And what about the e-archiving network? So we've got the 3D working group, the Geo Forum,
the e-archiving reference architecture, and collaborations with Archiving by Design.
We've also got the e-ARK Knowledge Centre. What about that? And what about the e-archiving website and the YouTube channel? And there's also the webinars and the news items and the e-archiving help desk.
And Ross, over to the next one. So over to Anja. And over to Anja Pauliç and John Sheridan of the DLM Forum for our answers.
Okay, so let's begin with the DLM Forum. As you know, it has always been a constitutive part of the e-ARK project, and it's, of course, ready to support its future iterations. So within the DLM, we are setting up a new subforum, the archiving subforum, which will carry on the work of the e-archiving initiative. Although in a scaled-down form, since things will inevitably look different than they would with the funding for funding of 2026. You should have already received the invitation to subscribe to the new emailing list via DLM Forum. I think it was sent out on Monday evening, so please check your mailboxes, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. With this structure in place, I believe we can focus on the community and how to collaborate further and how to move on with the work. So thank you, and over to Janet, I guess, or Ross. Yeah.
So thank you very much, Anja. So to just reiterate, the DLM Forum has been a backbone structure for e-archiving throughout the entire life cycle and will continue to do so going forward. And we're very appreciative to Anja and John and the organization for their role. So the next question we want to deal with is, what about the e-ARK specifications themselves? And to answer these questions, we hand over to Karin Bredenberg.
Thank you. I can get the next slide, please. So you heard about the DLM Forum already, and the thing with the specification is that if we think back 10 years, there were the first e-ARK project. When that one ended, to make sure that the outcome, the specifications being explanations and showing a standardized way of how to use standards for digital preservation, the DLCIS Board was created. So the specifications was never going to be left hanging in the air. They were supposed to be maintained and cared for. Our parent organization is DLM Forum, so we will still be hanging around, and we will continue to do what has been happening through the e-ARK projects and the procurement. So on the next slide. Quite frankly, we will not stop doing what we are doing. The same is going to happen. The specifications will still be based upon the standards that are available. The specifications will be available for all and placed in GitHub. So really nothing will change. And on the next slide, I'm just going to shout out loudly. Yes, we will continue. Why shouldn't we? That's the purpose of the specifications. They are supposed to be here and give you aid in digital preservation. And on my last slide, so might the specifications become European standards, for example, CEN? I would cut this last part, for example, CEN first. I hope you already see the specification as European standards, because they are. They are for all of us in Europe and even abroad, even outside of Europe. So I know there are interest in use of, for example, database preservation in other parts of the world. But becoming a standard with a standards institute like CEN, that's a really good question. I don't have an answer. There are discussions ongoing for that, but please see the European, the E-ARK specifications already as European standards that we can use. And just a Swedish proverb, just still sit calmly in the boat and let's see what's happening with being a CEN standard. The specifications are here and they are still going to be maintained. Thank you. Back to Ross.
Thank you, Karin. So the next question might revolve around what about the tools, the validation tools, the conformance seal, and so on. For this topic, I'll hand over to Sven Schlab.
Yes, thank you, Ross. So indeed, the questions are what will happen to the eArch tools on GitHub? How do we continue with the conformance seal, which was developed with the European Commission, the eArch validators and the testbed, and what about the eArch AIP and OCFL collaboration? And next slide. So the answer is positive in a way that everything continues. This is in the same line as Karin said, it's a community. So that the funding is not there anymore does not mean that we now stop everything. It's not the same as if you have funding, but we will definitely continue. The eArch tools remain on GitHub. The conformance seal is continued to be there and can be given to applicants. The OPF will also, and questions for OPF will be Neil Jeffries who answers that. I hand over to Neil.
Hello, everybody. And yes, the OPF will continue to maintain the GitHub site. The validators and the test bed are on there, so they'll be included in there, along with the sub forum. So we'll just keep on looking after and maintaining all of those, so they will continue to be available, and they will continue to be updated to make sure they're still usable. And Sven and I will continue to collaborate regarding the eArch AIP and OCFL, and we'll look to find some way of carrying that forward, I guess possibly slightly separately from the other activities. So all of this stuff we are going to, OPF will look after and keep that infrastructure there.
Thanks very much to the Open Preservation Foundation as well, also playing a really key role in the in our environment by preserving and curating very important digital preservation tools. So for the final section, I hand over back to Janet Anderson about different communication channels.
Okay, so these will be available to you. The event is being recorded, so you'll get this slide, and these are the slides. These are the contact details that you will find anyway on the website. So this is the existing EC website at the bottom. Here's the eArch Foundation website, and here are all the various contact details for you that will still persist. So there's LinkedIn, there's Blue Sky, etc. And over to your questions. So do we have any questions in the chat? No, sorry, not in the chat. Do we have any questions in the Q&A?
Who has access to that? Is that Diogo?
Diogo, are there any questions?
No questions. No questions. Not in chat. Everywhere. Okay, we have one.
Okay.
Just now.
Yep, we can share the PowerPoints after the webinar. Yep.
Could I emphasize again, there must be, according to data protection regulations, a handover of the existing mail list to a new mailing list. And in order for you to receive future information, you have to opt into the new mailing list. So we ask you again, please do so. And that's the way you can receive these slides as well.
Yeah.
Other questions?
Any other questions? How can we do? Are you on the mailing list? Are you on the current mailing list? Probably not.
Oh, okay.
Right. So
To the links.
So back to the links. So there should be an opt-in on the
Right near one of those email
yeah.
addresses.
If you contact, just contact me, or there's info or support or the E-ARK Foundation.
There's another email. It's the talk to email.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a website and that has a newsletter link, so you can opt in.
But sorry to intervene, because you need to subscribe to the newsletter. You can do that on the E-ARK Foundation website, but then we have sent out the opt-in invitation. So please contact us via support@earkfoundation.eu, and then we send you also the opt-in form that you need to, because you need to explicitly give us consent to all.
Yeah. Okay, there's a question here about what about offering the e-archiving standards, methods and expertise to the data spaces that are the projects supported by the Commission. Jorge, over to you to answer that about the white paper.
Yes, hello. Recently it was prepared a white paper shared with the Data Space Support Center, and in this white paper we are offering our services to the support center and to the data spaces with some concrete ideas how we can work together. So we are waiting for the response, but definitely it's open. We are open for that further collaboration with data spaces. And possibly also developing of the new seats, if that would be useful for both sides.
Any more questions, or have we covered everything in the talk? Anything at all?
So I think let's just give the audience another minute to think about it. How many members are there? 1,600 plus? How many I think is on the mailing list?
Yep, something like that. Yep.
It's about
1,800.
1,800. Thank you, Miguel.
1,800. Yeah. And we've had a very, very loyal audience. Miguel, over to you, Miguel, about our loyal audience.
We've had a loyal audience for all our events. Right now, the number of members that receive or have shown interest in e-archiving is well over 1,800 members, including the last events we had from all over the world, from all European countries and from many other countries, both in Asia, Africa, and Americas. coming from more than 900 organizations. So that's much about the community or the community that's interested. It's been a growing community. This project started with 1,200 people interested in, a little bit less than 1,200 people interested in e-archiving that came from the previous building blocks. And right now we are nearly at 2,000 members. So we do consider that this increase of the community building is very important. And so we consider it very important that you opt in for the to receive new information, because this EC will no longer provide the data recording services.
So if you're all, just to reiterate, if you're already on the newsletter, if you're already subscribed to the newsletter, then we sent you an email on Monday. So click to opt in now under the DLM. And if you don't get our newsletter, then go to the E-ARK Foundation and subscribe, and you will now be in. So we are very keen to keep our user community, because as Miguel said, they are very, very loyal, and we really appreciate all the work that we've done together.
Other questions?
Yep. Yes. Will the events that have been recorded and put on the internet still be available in the future? Yes. Yes. So everything that we, Jamie, over to you for that.
Yes, so our events are on our YouTube channel. That will remain. We are continuing to maintain that, so there'll be no change there.
And what's more, we're planning to do some webinars through the DLM Forum, not with the frequency that we used to do, because DLM Forum has other webinars to present as well. So this will actually be a growing resource, not a shrinking one.
Yeah, and at the moment we put all the resources, so all the PowerPoints, all the videos, they go on the E-ARK Foundation website, and that will persist under the DLM Forum. It might change its name, but whatever, it will be there. So the availability will be the same as before. You'll be able to find it, and we'll try and make sure that things are easier to find. So we'll perhaps try and consolidate a bit more. We have been trying to do that, but we'll continue to try and do that. Why was the sense? I don't think we have an answer to that. Fulgencio, why was the CN Technical Specification 18170/2025 standard not taken as a reference in the implementing documents? Fulgencio?
Well, no, that will be up to you. I don't know why it wasn't taken as a reference. You were implementing this.
Well, none of
Perhaps
us.
Karin has some answer.
Carlotta or Jorge? Well, no, they were on the committee.
Yes, we don't have information about this question. We don't know why. It's not the same unit. It's not the unit of the archiving that is writing the implementing documents. So we are not here. We don't have the right person to answer this question. So it's something we don't know.
Well, it's something we might mention in the feedback. There's a consultation going around at the moment. We might say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jorge,
And yes, I would like to amend for those who would like to that this technical specification would be mentioned in the implementation acts. You have opportunity. On the 16th, there will be a member states meeting, which will discuss the topic of this particular implementation act. So you can contact your national body which take part in these negotiations. Usually it's ministry responsible for digitization or something like that. And you can share your thoughts with them and I know that some countries will do that.
Yeah.
There's another question.
I was going to reply that this, because I'm checking this CMTS, and it was released only on the 31st of May 2025. So we couldn't really have, integrated, because the plans are usually done year by year, but it could be integrated in the future if you deem so. So that's the main reason. It was released only 3 months ago.
Okay, and another question. It's sad to learn that the e-archiving section of the European Commission's website is being removed. What have we done wrong to cause this situation, especially when information security is more important than ever? That is very true. It's not being removed, though, is it, Fulgencio? We're hoping that it'll stay for, well, over to you, Fulgencio.
Yeah, correct. That is not being removed. The websites in the Commission, they keep being changed every now and then. When the new priorities are changing, that is completely normal. The website is certainly not the same as it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, not even last year. And when there is a new multi-annual framework published, and that will be in 2027, there is a totally new website. So the digital decade, etc., those will be archived. There will be 2 ways of accessing this information, as I said. There will be a new website that they have told you, and there is still in the eArchfoundation.eu that you see on the screen, is the 3rd line. That is the first one. The second one is that the current website, it is right now, it is archived and consultable online, and it will be linked from that website, the eArchfoundation.eu. It will be linked from there. It is being archived by your colleagues of the Publications Office of the European Union. One of them, at least one of them, is online, and she is reading and listening to us. So no worries. The website, the current website, is archived and can be consulted the same way as it is, for example, archive.org. But archive.org is not European. That's what and why the Publications Office is for. So it is one of their attributions to archive the Commission website. So it will be there. And if you don't know the link, that is not a problem. The link will be also from e-ARK Foundation, which will have the latest informations and the updated informations.
Absolutely. And I think in his opening talk, Fulgencio made it absolutely clear that we have done nothing wrong, just that there was no money left, etc. But absolutely, you're right, Pepita, that information security is more important than ever when we look at events across the world. The archival truth is just so important. That objective archival truth is, yeah, absolutely important. Yeah, I did. Sorry. Anyone? Right. I think that the most urgent initiative to take is to develop a specific and long-term effort to support the archival domain within the European Commission. Oh, that's got to be for you, Fulgencio.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
I was answering another.
Yeah, I think that the most urgent initiative to take is to develop a specific and long-term effort to support the archival domain within the European Commission.
Let's make 2 different statements here. So when we are talking about archiving the European Commission documents, it is either internal or published or funded. So 3 different things. So for the projects funded, it is the responsibility of every project. For the published information, for everything that is public, that is done, as I just explained, by the Publications Office. If you find anything that is not being archived by the Publications Office, and it is official from the European Commission, it is very unlikely, but if it's possible, tell them. Go to the Publications Office website. One colleague will write it in a moment. If not, I will. And tell them, because it should be. The third thing is about the documents that we use internally at the European Commission. That follows a completely different path. Those are mostly classified because otherwise they are public, they are funded with public money and they should be published. And if they are not published, it is for a reason, and they have a different path, a different archival path, including emails, including documents generated internally, etc. So that is up to my colleagues, which are called document management officers, DMOs, and they are the experts on that. I am not. They know at all these three levels that I've just said, they know that the archiving exists. So for the external projects, they know or they should know. If they don't know, still it is up to them to do it. For everything that the European Commission is generating and is publishing, those are covered by the Publications Office, and that is, believe me, that is covered with an e-archiving installation that I myself
Yes.
did in the past, and it is still working as far as I know. So you can be reassured that everything that is published by the Commission, so made public by the Commission, every publication by the Commission, it is e-archived with e-archiving specifications. I did it. Now, the third part, my colleagues at the archives of the Commission, the European Commission, and my colleagues in Florence about the historical archives of the Commission, both know, in Brussels and in Florence, both know the e-archiving initiative, and they know they can use it. If they are using or not, my last news were they were studying it, at least in Brussels, but there I don't have a decision to make. It is really up to them. They are using similar specifications, but with similar applications, but proprietary applications because of historical reasons, and there it would take a lot of time to migrate, and that's a different beast. But in any case, that is, they are the experts, they are archivers. I am not an archiver, I'm an IT person, so I cannot answer that. Any further questions, or do you want me to look for the link at the Publications Office?
And we've got an answer saying, thank you, Fulgencio, for your answer. So I think that was
very comprehensive. Thank you.
Yes. Yep. Super.
Good to see you here, Maria. I hadn't heard in a lot of time about her, so it's good to hear about her. Okay, I found the link. I'm going to paste it in the comments. And I strongly advise you that if you find any publication, anything about at all, not only from the Commission, the Parliament, the Council, or any other EU public institution that is not covered by the EU Web Archive in the Publications Office in the website that I just sent, please tell them, because it should be. That is Mexico.
Yeah.
Other questions?
I think while we wait for a final question, this is a very good point to say thank you very much. I'm thinking of Manuela Spicer, who was our first project officer for the building block. Alina for the Alina was for the first project, and huge thanks to Fulgencio, who, as he as he said, came to us from the publications office, and we have been so fortunate to have his experience and championing of e-archiving. And thank you to Árpád again for really supporting us with your experience as an archivist. So we've been really, really fortunate to have such a great community and such great policy officers who really, really believe in what we're doing and completely champion this. And to all of you who are here and to all of you who will listen to this afterwards, you are a great community. You know how important digital archiving is today more than ever, if that's possible. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to the DLM Forum, to the OPF, to the DILCIS Board. It's a great community. Working with archivists is just wonderful. So,
and we'll continue to work with you through DLM Forum.
Yes.
And to finalize, since you can't thank yourself, thanks very much to Janet and David Anderson, who've been the backbone of the project work for the past 10 plus years.
12. It's 12. 12 years.
And I know I've aged 25 years in that time.
Thank you, Ross. Okay.
I think we could wrap up now.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks again to the audience for your participation. Thank you to the panelists for your preparation and your informative question and answers to the panelists. We hope to continue to see you all going forward in the e-archiving community. And with this, I officially close the session.
Are we offline?
Is the recording